today we've got the builders coming in to start the works. They're going to be demolishing the conservatory and we're excited, ready to get the build going. We've got the skip ready. Whew, a bit nervous, but let me take you through to the back and see what they're going to be doing today. So first thing they need to do is get rid of this conservatory. As you'll see here, this is where the extension is going to be, and it's going to be a similar length to the conservatory as it is at the moment. Probably going to come out up to around here. So yeah, around where we have this boundary here. And it's going to start from the end of the building all the way here, which is approximately 6 meters. So we're going out 3.5 meters and then 6 meters wide. All in all, 21 square meters. Exciting times, let's go. So we got started. First thing the builders did was to get rid of this old conservatory. They got down to the floor of it, started digging it out, and we had to get this done so that we can get onto the patio. Within the first day, that was all gone, and then we found that the foundation of the conservatory had to also be taken away, which made things a little bit more harder, but we had a plan. We got this digger. It's a micro digger, and the reason why we had to get a micro digger because we have got an extremely tight entrance to the rear garden. We've got a space here of 900 mil and the digger is just 700 mil. So I knew this was going to be a long day. As you can see here, the builders were struggling. We spent about 45 minutes just maneuvering the digger into place to get down the side entrance and to access into the rear garden. Back and forth, spinning it around, because it's not just getting it in, it's also the digger hand as well that needs to also be able to maneuver it in to the space. So finally, after 45 minutes of back and forth, we realized that we need to take away the side entrance gate door to give us the vital millimeters that we need to be able to maneuver the digger into the entrance so that it can be transported into the rear of the house. And finally we was able to get it down, and gingerly my builder reversed it into space. While that was going on, we had a tree surgeon removing this massive olive tree that we had at the back. This had to be done because we was clearing the whole garden as part of the landscaping and groundworks. Finally, we got the digger in. Yes, finally in. And as you can see there, we had to remove the neighbor's fence to maneuver it in and finally get it into the rear. And here it is, ready to do some damage to our patio. We found that the foundations under the conservatory was extremely thick, so it's going to take a while to dig down and get those foundations broken up, which the builders got to work. So once they've got this dug up, then they're going to move on to removing the whole patio, and then we can truly commence the groundworks of getting our foundations laid. A couple of days later, works was well and truly underway. As you can see here, a lot of the patio has now been dug, and now they just need to get down a few more meters, and then they can start digging for the footings for the extension. I was happy at this point, you know, work was going well, and finally they started digging for the footings, which was 1 meter deep. As you can see there, that was one side of the footings that got started, and yeah, they were getting down. It was progressing well. And then we had a catastrophe. We had a discovery that really put a spanner in the works. This pipe right here is a waste pipe that is shared with my neighbors, and it is sitting right exactly where we need to dig footings for the concrete pour. Now, we knew this drainage pipe was in the ground because we did a drain survey, but we didn't know it was exactly where the footings need to be, as you can see here. So we had to consult our structural engineer, who said we need to build a bridge over it using a steel beam to protect it from damage and to make it still accessible in the future. So while that was going on, which obviously is gonna cost us more money and more time, our builder cracked on with the groundworks, and part of the groundworks was moving this inspection chamber here out of the way because it's going to be directly underneath the new extension, the new foundation. So we had to consult Thames Water, as you can see here, it's getting moved over, to give us what they call a build over agreement to be able to move that inspection chamber out of the way. So our builder got started on that in the meantime. And also we are moving our bathroom from the west wing of the house to the east wing of the house as part of the internal remodification. As you will see in this current drawings of the layout of the house, the bathroom is currently in the west wing and the stairs is located centrally. So in the proposed drawings, the stairs are moving to the west wing and we are creating a new bathroom on the east wing of the house. So the drainage works was pivotal as part of the groundworks, and our builder relocated the pipes to the west wing of the property, as you will see here. Lovely jubbly. At this point, things were going very well, even though we had the setback, which was going to cost us time in terms of getting that extra steel beam design and fabricated. But it is what it is, and we are where we are. So in the meantime, we decided that we are going to get started on landscaping the patio and the garden area, and we decided to use materials from the concrete that we got from the patio, the original patio of the property, and the foundations that were under the conservatory. We recycled it and hired a concrete crusher, as you will see here, which helped us crush all the concrete and became material for our sub base for the patio just outside the extension, and also the main garden area, which will be at some point astroturf. So as you can see here, the builders, they put in the concrete, got crushed up by that big boy concrete crusher, and we used it to lay for the sub base. So we used our time wisely whilst we was waiting for the extra steel beam to be fabricated. Within a few days, our builder also started the foundations for our retaining wall as part of the landscaping. And this is funny because he almost fell into the footing that he was digging for the foundation. I should be out there helping them, but I guess as I'm paying for the build, this is a little entertainment for me. At this point, we're about 10 days into the build. We've got footings dug, which is great. We've also got our landscaping being done as well. So you can see footings for the retaining wall there. Now we're just waiting for fabrication of the steel beams. We've got that extra beam in there that we didn't expect, but it is what it is. So follow and subscribe for more updates. See you soon.